passion, I wonder you will. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wake up in the morning with my bed, yeah. Waking for the money like I don't care. I think I'm on money.
Hi there, I hope I find you well. I'm DJ Takuru, CEO and founder of Afrojam Studios. So basically, I'm into the business of audio production and sound engineering. So I'm actually, I specialize in live sound engineering and music production. That's what I actually studied at the Academy of Sound Engineering in Cape Town, South Africa. Basically, we offer services that entail broadcasting, firstly. Secondly, we also do audio post-production. Thirdly, we do music production. And lastly, we offer also live sound production. What drove me into starting my own hustle is, okay, fine, I knew that music is my passion, I'm gonna do sound. I had no questions, I was 100% sure of that. So what happened is, I noticed that I was actually paying so much for studio time, and I didn't really have enough time to get my own sound, the one that I wanted. I always had to rely on the producer, and the producer wouldn't really get me there. And I also noticed that gap in Zim. I was like, you know what? If I were to go abroad and try something, get some knowledge and bring it back home, I mean, we can, because there's a lot of talent here, but it's untapped and there's no time, there's no money, because money equals to time. So money is the one that will buy you studio time. So I noticed that I'm going to be forking out sheets all the time, money all the time. But I might get my money back, I might not, there's no guarantee. But at least if I have my own studio now, I can actually charge people and I can actually make money off it. But I was like, you can't just be those YouTube producers. I had to go and seek for that information in Cape Town. And I was so lucky that I was mentored by, one of the finest producers of all times, even here in Zimbabwe. Also is a SAMA award winner, Keith Farquharson. I've also been mentored by the likes of Peter Paulson, So basically what live sound production is, we're dealing with live bands. I've worked with a couple of live bands before. I've worked with the likes of Freshly Ground. I actually worked with Freshly Ground for 3 years. I also worked a lot with Keith Farquharson. Also in his shows, like when he had his sessions that he was doing, I'd jump in and help out. And then also audio post-production, which involves sound for film, Foley, sound for TV. So basically, we offer those services as well. We've done a couple of adverts in Cape Town for ShopRite. We've done also adverts here in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe. We've done for Girls College. We've also done for in the food industry as well. We've done for Grill Lounge in Hillside. So basically, we also have experience and we're actually professional in all these in all these different departments. And then we've got music production. Oh wow, this is my favorite because this is actually my passion. Music is my first passion. So I actually got into sound because of music. So music production, we do that. We do vocal production. We coach. We have lyricists in the studio. We are the likes of Marcel Ducati, who actually help artists. Marcel Ducati will just write the lyrics, and then I'll come up with the melodies. I'll come up with the beats. I handle all the recording, mixing, and mastering. So lastly, we got broadcasting. So we do podcasts, we do radio jingles, we do radio shows, pre-recorded radio shows. We do them as well. So we're into all of that. It's a 360. So it's a one-stop shop for sound, and also offer videos as well, music videos. I'm actually working with actually Dreammade Films, which is headed by Dumi Manyatela. who is the CEO and founder of Dreammate Film. So we work together, we collaborate together. So all the time because he did cinematography. So whereby if you know that, okay, on a project-based working, on a project we're working on certain things, we can always link up, and it will be fun because no one's putting pressure, everyone's doing their thing. If you know you're supposed to be the tech, sorting out the microphone, connecting all that gear, everything, it's your job, it's what you love doing. So we work with people who love doing something. So we collaborate with Dumi, and Dumi comes and he does his film, and so that's how we're taking it thus far. So one of the major successes as well is that we are getting clients from all industries. So in the food industry, we've got clients. Education industry, we've got clients. You name it, TV industry, we've got clients. In broadcasting, we've got clients. We're actually shooting shows that are airing on the national TV. So it's for me, I feel like that's actually a great success, and the business has been going on for 6 months now. So Afrojams has been on for 6 months, and in these 6 months we've managed to achieve all those goals. The challenges we're facing at the moment, it's the whole trying to get the proper space, to actually have our production house. Because at the moment we get to hear that rents are so expensive, and you get to look at the place and you get to look at the money. People don't value the US dollar anymore. People don't value money anymore because someone will charge you so much money and you're like, So rentals, a proper space to work from, where it's a proper office space, professional place. That's at the moment the challenge that we are facing. To try and get proper premises.
One out of 99 problem. I'ma hype it up for my progress. Never gonna stop, never resist. Turn them haters into them work process. One out of 99 problem. One out of 99 problem. I'ma hype it up for my progress. Never gonna stop, never resist. Turn them haters into them work process. One out of 99 problem.
Hello there. My name is Pagamile Spanda. I'm the Creative Director of Exposure Photography here in Zimbabwe. In terms of starting my own hustle or business, as some people actually call it, I had a love for light and color. Essentially, when I was in high school, I did 12 subjects in high school, and one of those subjects was art. And that is where I fell in love with color. I used to play a lot with pastels and draw, strangely, butterflies and so on and so forth. And from there, I developed a love for vibrant colors, for the variations, the different hues, and the shades of color. And later on in my life, I traveled to South Africa. And one of my first jobs was for a photo printing company. They interviewed me, and essentially I started working there, and they identified something within me where I could see color, since I had a passion for it, and I was very good at IT, so I could operate their machines. Over time, they sent me out for courses in various institutions, WITS and the College of Digital Photography, where I studied photography, media, and other disciplines as well. And from there, I fell in love with essentially editing images. I love doing it. I did it for a lot of renowned photographers in South Africa. And essentially, over time, I started teaching clients, walk-in clients, especially as a salesman, to actually, I actually taught them how to use their cameras. And eventually I decided, hey, why don't I try this out for myself? And I employ myself and I try and make a living from this. Exposure Photography was established in late 2009. That was in South Africa. Initially, I actually called it PK Photography, but using my actual name seemed like something of a cliche, and then I decided to go with Exposure after a lot of reading and research. Initially, in terms of running a business, I had some experience in managerial positions that I had in various retail sectors in South Africa, various retail jobs. But the challenges I faced were, of course, the economy here, as well as basically society as well here. It's very different from what I was used to in South Africa, and the marketing and there are quite a lot of advertising features that are available in other countries, in more developed countries, that are not present here in Zimbabwe. So I had to improvise and innovate and come up with creative new solutions targeted at my clients. And, in order to, if I can say, blend into the market here and penetrate the market, I had to come up with new innovative solutions in terms of marketing and advertising that would suit and that would reach my audience here in Zimbabwe. The challenges that I face mostly are education, right? Not my personal education, but educating the clients themselves. A lot of people who come in for a photo shoot do not know much about it. I think photography here, professional photography, especially in the digital age, is very new. And a lot of people are not aware of certain terms, are not aware of how they should select their clothing, how they should prepare their makeup, how they should conduct themselves in terms of posing, and so on and so forth. But I do offer solutions for that, although some clients are very reluctant, where I do posing tutorials, as well as for makeup artists, I give them actually advice based on the experience that I've had in South Africa. COVID-19 has brought a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to shooting families in particular, or large groups of people, albeit music bands, families, as I had said, and groups of models, and so on and so forth. It's made it very difficult to have such groups, especially indoors, because of social distancing. So in most cases, we shoot outdoors and we maintain the 2-meter social distance. And essentially, plus the demand has dropped in terms of clients coming in for shoots. And that has led to, if I can say, a loss in terms of revenue. But as things improve, I'm sure we'll get back on track. Okay. Successes I've encountered have been henceforth majority. When I came here into Zimbabwe, I was widely accepted by a lot of people, and the growth of the brand was quite exponential and rapid as well. And a lot of the pictures that I took, especially the iconic pictures of town, got the notice of some people who, some of the directors of ZBC, Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, as well as leading newspapers here in Zimbabwe. And some have actually asked me for my images, and have actually posted them. There's a particular image that I shot of Bulawayo that's actually used during the newscasts as the actual backgrounds of the presenters. My greatest strength is in retouching, especially skin retouching. and that is lacking a lot here in Zimbabwe. The technical skills that are required to actually do it, and the patience as well required to actually edit skin in a natural, in a beautiful way that's appealing to the client.
One out of 99 problem. I'ma hype it up for my progress. Never gonna stop, never resist. Turn them haters into damn boring process. One out of 99 problem. One out of 99 problem. I'ma hype it up for my progress. Never gonna stop, never resist. Turn them haters into damn boring process. One out of 99 problem.
In terms of help that I would need in particular, maybe from sponsors and all that, would be for well wishers especially. I use primarily Nikon gear, full frame and crop sensors, to those who understand those terms. But in terms of help I would need is for gear, in particular in regards to lenses, various types of lenses, especially for the full frame, as they are pretty pricey and expensive. But they will enable me to actually improve the quality of my images and shoot also in a wide variety of environments and conditions.
And you know, as a studio that's starting out, we need a lot of equipment. We need a lot of financial boost, because we need to get an apartment, we need to get a space for rentals. And you know, with this industry, you have to be moving up and down. We need transport, you know. So all these things, they need money, you know. So maybe certain loans.
In terms of the government itself, I would say concurrently they're on the right course, though they should be, or they could be, a lot more focus on improving, especially the national broadcaster here, as there are a lot of talented individuals here in the media industry. Most are amateurs, and they can produce very good quality content. And if it was possible that the national broadcaster were to fully digitalize, I'm sure a lot of rich content would be produced locally here.
People with a vision, especially youngsters, because a lot of our youngsters here, hey, when I sometimes just drive past, just looking at them, I'll be like, hey, but these guys, they could have been somewhere, but there's no way to start from. Like, it's hard time. So if the government can assist, just look for people with business plans, and just support them, because really sometimes it's not really a lot that's needed, but to get that is a hard time. So if the government can support us.
In terms of young entrepreneurs who are young enthusiasts, especially in regards to photography and video, I'd say keep doing what you're doing. But the most important thing that you need to amass before the gear, before you start editing and so on and so forth, before you start browsing YouTube videos, the most important thing that you need to amass is knowledge, right? There's a term that says power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in a desired manner. Once you define something, once you understand the term, an example is light. Once you understand what it means in regards to photography, you now have power to actually control that phenomenon, or by understanding the term, you actually have power over it and are able to understand and comprehend it and direct it in such a way that it works for you.
So the advice I'll give to young people is you have to work hard. The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. So you find out that if you don't work and you just you just sit and you laze around, you don't put goals, you don't set goals, you don't achieve goals, you're gonna find out that you break yourself emotionally, you're gonna break yourself mentally. Stand up, guys, and just try something, you know. Start small. You must know that you have to start from the bottom so that when you climb up, you know each and every step. You know life, because life is the best teacher. So, but if you also have mentors, people that also help you, you know, show you the way. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, you ask questions from mentors, and then people direct you. Sometimes people might look at you and think, no, this guy is asking a silly question, but you are actually finding out these certain things that if you understand that thing, it will be great for you. So don't be afraid to ask.
What I'm actually going for in particular is a big, huge premises somewhere in town, at least on the ground floor somewhere. I was actually thinking of Blair Center, where I'd set up my studios where they previously was a photo studio known as Stella Nova. I believe a lot of people, older generations, especially from the 80s, remember the actual photo store, the studios there. And I was actually thinking of setting up something like that, but not only focused on photography, but also focused on video and advertising as well.
So in the next 5 years, I see myself about to retire. No, I'm just joking, guys. So in the next 5 years, I want to see Afrojams now able, you know, to shoot high-end quality shows only, you know, whereby everything that we do is high quality. We now have, you know, the proper gear, the proper equipment that we need, so that we don't be like, you know, when you get money, you get equipment all the time. I want us to be at that stage where the money that we're getting is paying the people who are just involved in a business.
Never gonna stop, never resist. And them meters is a damn burn process. 1 out of 89 problem. Yeah. Wake up in the morning with my bed hair. Waking for the money like I don't care. I got my money on me. Hell yeah, I'm dripping in finesse and it ain't fair. Put my hustle on it, I don't care. Yeah, I'm the kid that go shunda. Up and out in the Buddha. Up and out in the Buddha. The kid that go shunda. Up and out in the Buddha. Up and out in the Buddha. The kid that go shunda. Up and out in the Buddha. Up and out in the Buddha. Yeah. Wake up in the morning with my bed hair. Waking for the money like I don't care. I got my money on me. Drippin' and finessing it ain't fair. Put my hustle on it, I don't care. Yeah, I'ma hype it up on my progress. Never go stop, never resist. Telling them haters is a damn boring process. 1 out of 89 problem. I'ma hype it up on my progress. Never go stop, never resist. Telling them